Winter holidays are a special time of year. Family, friends, relaxation, and if you're an investor, it's typically when companies release the most disastrous news they've got for the year. Just ask Cameco about that and their operations in Kazakhstan. But this year's drama wasn't exclusive to uranium production on the other side of the world. There was also drama down south, way down south, in Bolivia. Let's dive in. On one of the last trading days of 2024, Silver Elephant Mining, a TSX-listed issuer, rapid-fired two peculiar news releases. The first one to hit the wire stated that they were terminating a management services agreement that they entered into with venture-listed Andean Precious Metals back in September of 2023. Silver Elephant didn't mince words here, placing blame on Andean for the termination because of their failure to make a $1 million payment that was due December 18th, with a certain cure period lapsing, which resulted in the halt of operations related to a management services agreement, as well as an associated sale and purchase agreement. Silver Elephant also said they are preparing appropriate steps to collect the payment due from Andean. Well, this looked awful for Andean and made them out to be the bad guy. A news release issued just 1 minute later provided some much needed context and made Silver Elephant look like a complete ass for their initial announcement. That second announcement basically said that Silver Elephant had lost the rights to mine at the Paca project. Corporation Minera de Bolivia, Bolivia's state-owned mining company, had canceled the Pulicayo mining production contract, which gave the company the rights to mine at Paca. And that's only half of it. Okay, so let's start at the top. Key to the entire ordeal here is a mining production contract that was entered into in 2019, when Silver Elephant was still known as Prophecy Development Corp. The contract entered into with Corporación Minera de Bolivia, which is also known as Comebol, gave Silver Elephant the 100% exclusive rights to develop and mine the Pulicayo and Paca concessions for a 30-year period. At the time, it was claimed that the company had spent over $25 million developing the project, including drill testing 80,000 meters and establishing a feasibility study. A key aspect of the contract is that Comebol controls 163 mining concessions here, giving them the ability to easily yank the rights to mine the property, which is exactly what they did in December, when they alleged that Silver Elephant was illegally mining certain of the concessions. Silver Elephant, of course, denies this, stating that they were in full compliance of the contract and that proper authorizations had been gained for the activities they were conducting. They also are unaware of any illegal mining by third parties. The company also indicated that they intend to appeal the cancellation, with their wording within the news release suggesting that the appeal is more vindictive rather than based on facts, with the company stating that no mining activities may take place in the MPC area until the dispute is resolved according to Bolivian law. In other words, if Silver Elephant can't have it, then neither can anyone else. Now for the arrangement with Andean Precious Metals. The September 2023 services agreement between the two companies outlined that Andean was to acquire 800,000 tons of silver-bearing oxide material from Silver Elephant over a 5-year period. The oxide material would come from Silver Elephant's Paca project and would be processed at Andean's nearby facility, with Andean to reimburse Silver Elephant for certain operating expenses. A separate master services agreement was also entered into by the two parties, which outlined that Andean was to provide expertise in mining operations, community relations, logistics, and access to technical and geological data for the Paca project. In exchange for all of this, Andean was to pay a total of US $5 million across 4 installments. There were also some additional $1 million payments that were to be made should the price of silver average above $28 an ounce and $32 an ounce for certain periods of time. Anyways, with the oxide materials expected to average about 185 grams per ton silver, back of the napkin math suggests Andean would be recovering about 5.2 million ounces over the life of the agreement, provided that estimates are accurate. For those doing the math, it comes out to about $1 per ounce before expense reimbursement and Andean's cost of running their facility. Not a bad deal in a rising silver environment. At least if the contract were to be fulfilled, that is. Now, as you can likely suspect, Andean Precious Metals had a pretty quick response to Silver Elephant's claims, with the company issuing their own version of the events to the public on the final trading day of 2024. Basically, they denied the allegations made by Silver Elephant, including the obligation of the company to pay US $1 million. That obligation appears to be related to a clause in the contract that requires a $1 million payment to be made to Silver Elephant should the price of silver average above US $28 an ounce in any given 260 trading day interval. High level, it appears that Silver Elephant missed the word trading in that clause, which materially changes the length of time that the price of silver has to maintain those price points. There's about 250 to 251 trading days in a year, meaning that the price of silver needs to average above $28 for over a year for the clause to be applicable. Without the word trading in there, the time frame shortens to about 8.5 months. And silver first crossed the $28 mark on April 8th, which was about 8.5 months before December 18th. Details matter, people, even when they seem boring. To add to the mess, Andean also stated that aside from the wrongful termination, which was without merit, Silver Elephant had failed to meet several obligations under the contract, including maintaining their right to actually mine the Packer project and providing access for Andean to acquire oxide materials in line with the mining plan. Andean is said to be working with outside legal counsel to address the matter and says they will dispute the wrongful termination. In the interim, they're sourcing other material to keep their own operations going. Okay, so let's wrap it up. Where do we go from here? Well, neither party has commented further on the matter after firing their first shots, but they both appear to be pretty convinced of their own position on the ordeal, with each company showing insider buying in early January already. Silver Elephant insiders bought a whopping $1,500 worth of shares while collecting over $12,000 worth of shares as compensation for services, while Andean insiders bought $49,822 worth of shares in the same time period. Take that as you will. The headache of dealing with lawyers has just started here, and realistically, it seems like a pretty cut and dry scenario in favor of one of the parties. But that doesn't mean the issue won't be tied up in the courts for years to come before a resolution is reached. Andean is wise to source other feedstock for their mill. Silver Elephant, however, appears to be in a much weaker position, given that they no longer have a mine, at least for now. All right, everybody, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. Guys, also let us know what you think of this story in the comment section. If there's things you want us to cover, let us know. We're here to serve you guys, our audience. Let's have a great 2025, everybody. Thanks for watching.